A pipette is a tube which is calibrated to deliver a precise volume of solution. There are two main types of pipette. Volumetric pipettes deliver a single fixed volume, usually 5, 10, 25, 50 or 100 cubic centimetres. There is just one calibration mark on the narrow top section of the tube. When the specified volume has been delivered, there should be a small amount of liquid remaining in the bottom. This is allowed for in the calibration, so it is important that the pipette tip is not damaged. The second type of pipette is the measuring pipette. It can be used for delivering various small volumes up to 10 cubic centimetres, but it is not as accurate as a volumetric pipette. To fill a pipette, use either a plastic pie pump or a suitable rubber bulb pipette filler. Never attempt to fill a pipette by sucking the end with your mouth. To use a pie pump, align the pump and pipette, then holding the pipette near the top, use a slight twisting motion to press it gently into the mouth of the pump. Place the pipette in the solution. Always hold the pipette, not just the filler. Draw solution up by turning the wheel with your thumb. Keep the pipette tip well below the surface to prevent air entering. This could force solution into the filler. Rinse the pipette out twice with the solution that is to be measured out. If the solution does not cover the sides of the pipette evenly, the pipette is dirty and should be cleaned with a cleaning solution and then rinsed with water. The solution from the two rinses should be run into a beaker and discarded. After rinsing, draw the solution into the pipette until it is about 3 centimetres above the calibration mark. Depress the lever and allow the liquid to fall to the calibration mark. Alternatively, remove the pie pump from the pipette and quickly cover the top of the pipette with your index finger. Keeping the pipette vertical and the end in the solution, allow the meniscus to slowly fall to the calibration mark by gently rolling your finger from side to side. Keep your finger firmly on the top of the pipette. Touch the tip against the side of the flask to remove any drop clinging to the end. Carefully transfer the pipette to the receiving flask. This should be close by to reduce the chance of a drop falling from the pipette. Allow the pipette to empty itself. When it's done so, count to 10 to allow the solution to drain down the sides of the pipette. Before removing the pipette, tilt the flask and with the pipette held vertically, allow its tip to touch the side. Only a small amount of liquid should now remain in the end. This is a rubber bulb pipette filler. Many of these have valves which are numbered. Squeeze 1 to force air out of the bulb, 2 to suck up the solution, and 3 to let air in so that the solution drains from the pipette. Hold the pipette near the top, align it with the opening in the filler, then press it in gently. Open valve 1 and squeeze most of the air out of the filler bulb, but don't flatten it. Place the tip of the pipette well below the surface of the solution. Squeeze valve 2 to draw up some of the solution. Then rinse out the pipette twice with the solution. To fill the pipette to the mark, squeeze valve 1 and press out most of the air. Then open 2 to fill the pipette. bring the solution to about 3 centimetres above the calibration mark. Hold the pipette vertical and carefully squeeze valve 3, allowing the meniscus to fall to the calibration level. Still holding the pipette vertical, touch its tip against the edge of the flask to remove any drop from the tip. Transfer the pipette to the receiving flask and allow the pipette to empty itself by opening valve 3. Allow 10 seconds for the solution to drain off the sides of the pipette. Before withdrawing the pipette, tilt the flask and allow the tip of the vertical pipette to touch the side. Only a small amount of solution should now remain in the end. Alternatively, use the bulb to fill the pipette, then control the fall of liquid using your index finger. To use a measuring pipette, fill the pipette to the top mark. This is usually marked 0. Discharge the liquid to the required volume mark. Then remove any drop against the side of the flask.